Okay. Hello, everybody. Faith Creations, welcome. And Amy, hi, nice to see you. My name is Jeanette, and I blog at countrydesignstyle.com. And I want to welcome everybody to my Periscope today. I usually sit here on Thursdays at 2 o'clock Mountain Time and give you an easy DIY tip. So I have one. I've got one here, but I also kind of wanted to do a little bit of test. Hi, Angie. I wanted to do a little bit of a test. I'm in a different location in our house, and I want to see if this is going to work. If I'm going to have good internet connection up here, if the lighting is okay and everything. So let me know. Okay, fingers crossed that maybe this will work out. Hi, Susan, and Andrea's here. It's great to see everybody. I've had a fantastic Thursday. I hope you guys' Thursday's doing great. Just a little side note, rest in peace, Prince. Just heard that this morning, so I was really sad to hear about that. Great music, and I've enjoyed him over the years. But anyway, we had a fun morning this morning. We got to go to a barn sale. So I drug Mike and we took off. Hi, when pigs fly, welcome. We went over to our next town over, which is 15 after, afternoon, yep, welcome. To the next town over, which is 15 miles away. Yeah, hasn't it been a bad year for our era? I think it's an age thing, which is kind of frightening. I'm like, oh dear. But we went to a barn sale, so it was a lot of fun, you know, when you get to go dig around through all the different stuff and junk and everything. And yes, I did buy a few things, so I'm excited to get working on some new projects and stuff, which I got to finish up my old projects. And this week has been horrendous for me to try to get things done. Does anybody else have that? Is there times in your life where you're just like, or not times, but just like a week or a few days where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't get this thing done. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, normally I'm not all the time. I'm usually not bad, but every once in a while, you know, there's a certain time in the month where it's like, you know, I'm tired. Yes, here in Holland. Oh, yay, I'm so glad you're here. But every once in a while, there's a time where you're just like fried. You just can't quite think through your projects and everything. And it's like, I've gotten so many of them kind of half going. And right now I've got projects that I want to share on the website. But then I've also got things I've been in no gear for too long. Yeah. You know, sometimes you just you almost need to take a break and refresh and regroup. So, and then a couple other things. For those that's followed me for quite a while, and also for those that follow me, oh, hello. Oh, Misfit Crafter. I love that name. We all are a little bit misfit. But for those that's followed me for a while, and if you follow me on the website, you know that I use Catch Me to catch all these periscopes that I do. And so that way, if I need to, I can go add them to a post or something. It's easy for me to do, and they're right there. I don't have to do anything. It automatically does it. But Catch Me is going away. So I think now, as I do my periscopes, they do get saved on my phone. So I think now I'm going to have to manually, crafting is what I found that makes me fit. I know. And it's all those strange, crazy ideas that are just like off the wall and crazy that just kind of like, yes, hello. It's like, you know, okay, that'll work. But anyway, so just long story short, we're going to have to find, for those, also Periscope, I'm sure you guys know, if you use Catch Me, it's going away. So make sure you go in and transfer your videos. They're letting us do that for free. Short amount of time, but we want to do that so that we don't lose our videos because we worked really hard on them. So I really don't want to lose them. So if any of you are out there doing these Periscopes and you want to save them, make sure you grab them. And then I guess for now, for a while, we'll have to just remember to save them on our phones and transfer them over manually. So until something else comes along. And then also, wow, over your head. Sorry about that. It's over my head too. That's why sometimes I think I tell people things so that I can get straight in my head. And then as I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I need to do. So, but anyway, we'll skip over that. But I'm actually in one of our guest rooms upstairs. I normally do this downstairs, actually in our master bedroom. But it's that little corner with all those plaques behind me, and it's got good lighting and everything. I save it to your phone and load it to YouTube. It's super easy. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do. It's just that I've got to remember as soon as I finish my Periscope, get it off my phone and get it over to YouTube. Because otherwise, I do save them to my phone, but my phone gets filled up. So as soon as my phone's kind of full, I go through and delete them all because I know Catch Me has them. But now I got to remember, don't delete them till I transfer them over. So it's just an extra step I have to remember. And at my age, that can get hard to do. But anyway, so now I'm thinking about, we have 2 guest rooms upstairs, and you know, we never walk up here. I come up to my craft area, get something crafty, and take it downstairs. I don't craft up here. I thought that I would, but I don't. But I'm thinking about taking over, to a certain extent, one of these rooms and maybe start trying to craft and maybe do periscopes up here. Kind of setting up a little area where the lighting is good, and also an area where I can take pictures. Now this is a little bit of a behind the scenes. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you different things in this room, and it's not pretty. Okay, this is not a pretty room, but I'll show you the room I'm in. We call it the kids room, or the Lucy and Desi room. Upstairs studios. That's what I was thinking. Plus, we don't have a balcony what do I want to say? A porch cover on these windows up here. So we get a little bit better lighting than we do downstairs in the living room area. But I'll flip this camera around. I'll spin it around. And then I do have a quick DIY for you, because I always try to do that on Thursdays. So I'm going to see if I can tap this around, and you're going to see something really like, well, isn't that lovely? Okay, but I'm going to spin this around a little bit. Hopefully we'll see what you're looking at. There's a TV on the wall. Isn't that lovely? But underneath it is the cutest little child's table, what am I trying to say? A playhouse. Now, I bought that when I first found out I was going to be a grandmother, and I thought I'd have a granddaughter. Well, I have a grandson. So I've kept it, and of course, all of my nephews and all of our grandsons have enjoyed playing with it. And I keep thinking someday I'm going to really shabby it up and make it cute, but I haven't yet. But I do have a drop leaf table, and I thought if I put that in the center of the room and opened it up, I can do crafting on there. Wouldn't that be a great table for crafting? And it's old. It's fine if I get paint on it, because it can always be repainted. So it's no big deal. So that's kind of that little corner. As you can see, there's a door, and you can see through the door there's a bunch of junk. I will show that at another time, but that is actually one of my craft cases. It spins around, and it's got all kinds of craft supplies, paintbrushes, boxes, all kinds of stuff, books. Everything is on there. There's the door of the bathroom. So if I'm up here and I've got to go to the restroom, it's there. Plain old basic closet that is filled with, actually right now, Christmas stuff. It's where I keep my Christmas supplies. And I do have a little section there. If we do have guests, they can hang clothes. Did I lose anybody? I want to make sure my connection's good. As you can see, there's 2 beds here. Okay, good. All of a sudden I thought, oh no, I've lost people. Oh, that's why. Okay. There's 2 beds here, so this is our Lucy and Desi kind of thing. But I'm thinking, if I took these beds and turned them against this wall, which, sorry for the lighting there, that's bad lighting there. But if I turned them and put them like a transom, when one bed's underneath the other, not bunk beds, but when you can slide one underneath. I can't think of what that's called right now. That way I have this open area in this room. So I'm thinking about that. I'm swinging you back around. That's what was sitting behind me, and that's a little bit of the DIY craft. A trundle bed. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Doing a trundle bed. That way I can still pull it out if we do have guests. or just leave it together if we just have one. Many times we only have one person in this room anyway. So I'm going to show you more about that little sign back there, or that little bulletin board. And then I'm going to spin this around. You're going to get blinded by lighting again, because this again is, these are drop cloth curtains that I'm going to try to go up. It's hard to see, bad lighting, but they're made to look like grain sacks. And then this down here is a mess, but this is a window seat. So, and it's actually very, very long. It's like 8 feet long. So I have had people actually visit, and that's my crooked chair. And the shutter over there is what I've been using as kind of a backdrop, but I'm thinking behind this chair, I'm going to flip this back around. Hopefully you'll see me. Ah, there it is. Tapping this phone, I'm not good with that. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about doing with this room. Where that chair is, you just saw in the shutters, I may make like a little bit of a, I may do a bookcase that actually the open shelves, this is going to sound strange, will face the other way. And because there's this little bump out that's just like this bump out here. It's a little bump out. And I may have my bookcase come out from here or flush with that. So that way I can kind of get in between the wall and the bookcase to get crafting stuff. But yet if I've got the back side of the bookcase and that lighting over there is wonderful, that way I can use the back of it, make kind of a fake wall, and be able to take pictures and stuff like that, and be able to share when I'm doing something. I can hang it then and show you what I'm making and that type of thing. Make it into a little kind of a studio nook. So that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, and plus it looks like so far the internet does work up here. I haven't lost anybody. So I'm glad of that, because yeah, like a display wall, you know, just something to kind of get good lighting, and I can hang a shelf if I want to, or I can take it down, and you know, just something to kind of work out things. Then come to my, you know what, I would love to do that. I love doing things with other people, and you know, so I might do that. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, now this thing up here is so awful, is all I've got to say. Oh, you're on a beach in Holland? Oh, I will come. Oh, I would love to do that. I tell you what, my camera's crooked, and it bugs me when I'm crooked. I'm already crooked enough, so I adjusted that. Nancy in Tennessee. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. Oh, Plastic Blonde. I saw that the other day, and I thought, oh my gosh, what a great name. Okay, so you're Nancy. Okay, I got to try to remember that. I try to remember people's names. And I'm really horrible at it, and I get off, and I'm like, oh, I forget. But I'll try to remember. But I love Tennessee's beautiful there. But anyway, so this thing here looks like a neat little bulletin board. It is a disaster. It really is. But here's what I did to create it. I took a thrift store frame. Now, this is a smaller frame. And this is what I do. Oh, frame myself. I love finding these, like these frames that are from the you know, maybe the 80s or something like that, where they're wood. This is a wood frame, but when you first find them in the store, they've kind of got that shiny finish on them, where they've all been, you know, they've got the poly shiny stuff on them. I love buying these. I will buy every one they have. If they're wood and they got that shiny poly stuff, I'm buying it. Because I come home, literally just take sandpaper and sand most of the poly off, because I get this rustic, you know, matte finish. It's like down to the wood. Now, it's not completely. I've still left some of that stuff in there. So it's kind of like, I always call it like restoration hardware. You know how they have those things where they're almost built, like they'll do that to a chair. They almost build it, they almost finish it, but it's not quite. And the wood seems almost raw. That's the way I love these frames that turn out this way. So I grabbed this. Okay, this is the back to the frame. Okay, the glass I removed, it's downstairs. I left it down there. But this is just the backing. Pretty poor backing. Everything's broken off of it, but that's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is take a little piece of burlap. Love burlap. and make it fit over. Now I've got more here than what's going to fit, and I didn't grab the scissors because this isn't my craft room yet, but maybe it will be someday. And just tuck it in, okay? You can tighten it up, of course. Here, I'm not even showing this, but tighten it up a little bit, and literally use, if you want something that, you know, and this has been hanging up here for probably almost 2 years. But you can use a little bit of duct tape, painter's tape, and or duct tape, either one, and just tape that on to the back so it doesn't slide off or anything, slide out of the frame. But just cover that up, and then use your, or you could use spray glue. That would work also. And then what you're doing is after you got your frame in there, let me push that in there. It's not pushing in there well. Hold on just a second. But after you get it pushed in there and tight, you've got your spray glue, which is a good idea. I didn't do that with that one. I should have. I just kind of put it in there tight. This burlap is making this fit really tight. But anyway, put it in there, and then you can use your push pins and just push it through that cardboard underneath. And it's just a quick, easy, yeah, thank you for the hearts on that, because it's just super, super easy. Just cut it to fit. And then as I was grabbing this, I thought, oh, this is kind of a neat idea. Oh, thank you. I love this stuff. I've been using this stuff a lot lately. I even take it and just tie some around. I even tied some around a seashell the other day. Just kind of tied my seashell up with it. It was so cute. But you could even take some of this and wrap it with your burlap and make a pattern. You could make like a square or tic-tac-toe, something kind of like that. Not necessarily tic-tac-toe, but you could make it, kind of give it some stripes or some interest or something like that. Do several of them where you've got maybe 2 close together and then 2 further away or something like that. I just think it would be super easy, super fun, and just kind of handy for goofy little things. Now this is a weird collection. Oh, that's a good idea. Clothespins, that would work too. Yeah, I do have a lot of clothespins. In fact, I use clothespins probably more in my kitchen than anywhere else, because you always get the loaf of bread and you want to close it up. I stick a clothespin on it. I use it for frozen vegetables. I'll dump some out that I'm cooking, and then I tie it up or twist it up and stick a clothespin on it. So I use clothespins a lot too. You can also use, twine and tie, if you don't have that baker's twine, you could just use regular twine too. Have all my moms use for everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're great to use all over the place. I use them in the craft room and all kinds of stuff. Now, some of these things that I stuck up here, I'll pull this off. This was actually a piece of just like a linen cloth, nothing fancy. But one day I got to thinking about it, and I thought, now, if I painted it with chalk paint, would it become a chalkboard? And so this was my little test. I had this little piece of just linen cloth, and I painted it up with chalk paint, and then I kind of even, I don't know if you can read that but it says it works. So that's what most of this stuff is just little things that I tried to test to see if they worked. This one here was when I was trying to do the image transfer with the glue and stuff, which, to be honest with you, that is something for some reason I can't do. This failed. Didn't work. Plus my image is backwards. So for some reason I hopefully someday will show you how to do an image transfer, but I have to learn myself before I can share it with you guys, because for some reason every time I do them, they fail. I don't know what it is. I think I'm impatient, and I think I start taking my paper off before I let it dry completely. So that's probably the situation there. And then I'm pulling everything off this now, but I do want to show you a couple of things. This is, ooh, that one was really stuck in there. This is what my old logo used to be, Country Design Style. I had it all messy and junky and all kinds of stuff. And then this little metal flower is the picture that I made of that metal flower. So, well, that's kind of what all I have stuck up there. And again, I'm just in the kids' room. The internet is working up here, so I'm excited about that. And so I think I may go ahead and try to turn this into a craft room, and maybe I'll start coming up here. I tend to right now, of course I've got my workshop outside, which has to stay outside, but most of my crafts end up on my big kitchen counter, and I'm down there and I can see the TV and everything, and Mike's down there and we hang out together. But I may kind of turn this into a little bit more of a studio and see what happens. So thank you all for watching. You guys go have a very creative weekend. Bring a TV. Now there is a TV. I do have a TV up here, so I've got the TV. And if Mike wants to come up here, he'd have a bed. He could stretch out and watch TV on the bed. So, you know, literally, I don't think that Mike has probably been up here I bet you it's been at least 2 months since he's even walked up here. We just don't come up here. I come up and grab a certain craft thing and head back downstairs. We don't stay up here. So it's kind of an unused part. So might turn it into a studio. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for dealing with my behind the scenes and letting me kind of think about that and see how that works. Hopefully Periscope keeps working. I am going to continue doing the Facebook Live, so make sure you're following Country Design Style on Facebook, because that's where I put all those live videos, and kind of doing the same thing. There might be some repeats, but as we keep going, see you when your next live. Thank you very much. Yes, I can't wait to see you either, Debbie. It'll be great. So that's it. And I see someone just join, Joan just joined, and I'm just getting ready to sign off, but the replay is available for 24 hours, so pop on, because you'll see behind the scenes of what I'm thinking about doing for a studio here in our home, or kind of a little craft area, and also a place so that I can do these periscopes, and also just a quick, easy kind of DIY project for the weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye.